Hello, in this video I'm going to teach the difference between onset-rime or word clusters and synthetic phonics. So pure phonics is when we will learn a single sound or a digraph or trigraph. Now let's first talk about digraphs and trigraphs. Digraphs are when if we have two sounds together, for example, AR, and if we try to pronounce them in their single letter, single sound, it will not create the correct pronunciation. So for R, we have, for example, ar, which is incorrect. This says R. So we need to make this a phonetic sound, which means two letters, one sound. Then we have words like, let's just say the word bat here. Or let me finish with this. So basically, if we have the word car, we would go car, like this. Now let's just take the word bat. So here, every single sound in the word bat is a single letter, single sound. That means if we put them together, they will make the same sound as if we separate them. So we have bat. Now, you might be wondering, why don't we just go like this? Bat. The reason why is because this is going to be a memorization for what we call maybe speed reading, or offset rhymes. Now, offset rhymes are rhymes that come usually at the end of a word that kids can memorize. And when you see a letter before it, you know that this says at, and you can just kind of guess, like at bat, k at cat, s at sat. This works well for when you are speed reading or learning three-letter words, but this completely falls apart if you do anything more than three letters. It will get actually very confusing. And also, it's not a pure way of learning phonics because this is not a phonetic sound. So learning phonics means that you're going to be learning all the pure sounds, which means single letter, single sounds, again, digraphs and trigraphs, where you have those groups of words that if you separate them individually, they will not create the correct pronunciation. Like it would not be it's I, right? So we do want to memorize these, and the kids need space in their brain to memorize these. We don't, however, need to memorize these because these can be separated and pronounced correctly or pronounced the same as if they were together. Now, this, but at bat and but at bat, what is like the difference here? Now, there are some pros and cons to both, so I think that learning both are actually a great way to learn. But here are the long-lasting pros. That means like you're going to have a lot better future foundation by learning this way versus this way. This is a very quick solution to a big problem. This is a very long-lasting solution. So the reason why this is better is because this teaches pure phonetic sounds that can be used for any words at any length. These, however, are only good for those three-letter quick words that are very, very basic. And again, I think that you can learn these, but this is the foundation, meaning this is what you want to know and practice, because when the kids are practicing this, they're not just reading the words, but they're also remembering what these sounds make, so the individual sounds make. So it's a good review exercise as well when the kids are reading. But doing this simultaneously does help the kids read faster, and so it's a good exercise to do after they have learned this. So in the English track curriculum, we actually teach both, but first we do teach this one first. Then after they go into the Explorer book, which is every single stage has an Explorer book, which is the second book in the curriculum, we will be combining these types of groupings or these rhymes at the end, these offset rhymes at the end of words to help them do it. And it's more of a speed drill so they can practice. Now, in some curriculums, they don't actually understand that these should be separated because they are just printing flashcards, or they don't really they haven't really studied phonetics correctly. So you might see stuff like at as a phonetic sound and R in the same sound, but these are completely different. Again, the way that you can check is if you do it individually, at versus a or ar. So which one is this, like which pronunciation is correct means that that should not be a phonetic sound. The pronunciation that is wrong, and you need to memorize the grouping, that is a phonetic sound that you should memorize and spend time on remembering. So I hope that answers all the questions to the parents. So again, both methods are useful for reading. This one is the foundation, so you want to learn this for future long words that you'll be coming across that the kids will need to know how to decode correctly. And this is a great speed exercise that you can practice to get words decoded quickly and be able to read those small words faster. So, but the order is definitely first this one and then this one. If you go to this one first, then they'll never be able to decode correctly. So that's why you don't want to start with this one. All right. Thank you guys for listening to the video, and I hope this answers your questions, and feel free to ask me more.